All right, Tony, so what would be like the easy first strike that someone can learn that isn't very complicated, but serves them well, let's say in a street fight?
Yeah. Well, I think what people tend to do in a street fight is they'll load up a big right hand and they'll slap it in, but by the time they've loaded up, it's too late because they've been punched in the face. So one thing that they can do is learn the jab. The jab is your lead hand. For me, it's my left hand. I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed, but the way you would do that and why it would be so effective is, because if I'm in my stance here, well, the first thing is, look, you can see it's close at the target, so it can be faster. So if I'm going to throw the jab at someone, I can throw it out and back in. And right there, you know, that hits someone in the beat. Whoa, like confused, like what's going on here? And it's a great setup shot for the other punches that you could throw as well. So when throwing the jab, a little instructional thing is you can do it two ways. One way you can do it, just turn your hip, boom, and blast out. And that's a fast jab. Or if you want to get more power into it, you can step into it. If you step and punch, you're getting the momentum and the body weight behind it. So the first version, the fast version is this. Now you'll see the difference when I step and punch. You can see the bag moves more and it's a much more powerful shot. So yeah, I think a jab is a real good shot, and like I say, people's not expecting it, so it would be here. And even that, like if that's hitting you, it's not really hard. If that's hitting you in the face without the glove on, you know, you're feeling that's bursting your nose and maybe cracking your nose.
Well, so what's the breakdown, the simple breakdown of how to throw an effective jab?
So, well, at first you would need to get it in your stance position. You don't want to be square on like this and trying to throw it, or you're not going to get, it's not going to be very effective. So I think step one is getting in your boxing stance position. And if you've never boxed before, you know, you want to get your, if you're right-handed, get your left foot forward and right foot back, and getting your hands up here in the stance position, elbows in. And then from there, you'll just turn that hip and punch it all the way out. You want to fully extend it. Or if you want to get a little bit more power in it, which I'm sure everyone does, you'll just step and punch. And with this is when you're stepping and you're punching, your foot step and your punch lands at the exact same time. There. And another thing you want to do, which is harder if you're in the street, is to exhale when you're punching. And we see it all the time. When even in boxing training, men will come in the gym, it's always big men and they'll be and they'll hold the breath, and then 20 seconds later, they're exhausted because they're not relaxing, they're tensing up. But when you're relaxed and you exhale, that's when you get a really good effective jab. So again, you're in your fighting stance position, hands up by your face, you want to step and punch and exhale. But when you're working on this and practicing this like anything, start slow and then get comfortable with it and then start picking up and getting faster and faster and harder and harder.
Yeah, that makes great sense to me. Now, visualizing, do you visualize your fist stopping on a nose, or are you trying to punch through the face?
Yeah, I'd always want to punch through it. If you're thinking about punching through the target, that's when you'll get more power. So when you're doing that on a bag, like I used to visualize that, exactly that, like my punch is going to be landing through here and punching through it. And when, like I say, you punch, when you're visualizing that, you're going to get more power. And it's important as well that you've got a tight fist. You can have a loose fist here, but then you want to do a tight fist, then punch. If your fist's loose and if your fist's loose and you're punching, you're going to really damage and hurt your hand. So you have a tight fist, boom, punch, and then bring it straight back and relax. And then as well, if you're here with a tight fist here, you're burning energy that you don't need to burn. So the fist's loose, tight fist, exhale, punch. And that's it really. But it's like, yeah, it's easy for me to do, but it might feel a bit awkward, but you sort of keep practicing and practicing.
All right, awesome.